people of the internet, my name is Dion, and you are watching Dion D Titanfall. I bet you were coming to this video expecting to see footage of map hacks in Titanfall, like real hacks. But now that I've got your attention, and although it was a bit misleading, but not entirely misleading, I'm going to show you guys a very rare burn card in this game called Map Hack. And the reason why I'm showing it is because it's so rare. I've only ever gotten it once. But it does exactly what it says on the tin. If you look on the minimap in the top left hand corner of the screen, you can see all the dots of the players moving around in real time. There is no pinger, there is no radar, it's full real time. It's a very rare burn card. In fact, if you use it and you die, that's it. You can't use it for the rest of the round. It's a once time sort of thing. So what I wanted to talk about with all of you today is how far are we from developing the future soldier of tomorrow? And by the future soldier of tomorrow, I mean something akin to the likes of the Titanfall soldier. So being able to jump from building to building, to be able to hop skip in midair so you're double jump, or even wall running, as ridiculous as it sounds. Well, it might be cool to know that the technology is actually being developed right now. And if you think about it, there are only really two ways of enhancing soldiers on the front line. Either by the technology that they use, so weapons, or the enhancement of the soldier himself. Now, there's a lot of work being done into actually improving weapons. For example, the addition of fins and microchips to bullets, so that once you fire the shot, you can just forget about it. It will adjust by itself using the fins and microchips so that it hit the target without you having to accurately aim at that target. There's also the likes of adding cameras to guns which are able to look around corners, so not only the camera itself, but the gun can also be tilted around the corner so you can fire from the safety being behind a wall. Now I want to focus on the Titanfall suit itself. It has a small jetpack, but it produces sufficient enough thrust so as to be able to propel the soldier upwards or forwards or whatever direction it might be. But the thing is, in practicality, in real life, it's not practical for two reasons. One, safety, and two, because of fuel quantity. Due to safety, jetpacks have fuel that is easily combustible, and so it explodes. If you crash, it's just going to explode. So a lot of times people will make rocket belts, which has fuel that doesn't easily explode or combust when it's in a non-prepared state. But also fuel quantity is an issue. You only have enough fuel to last you a few seconds, so why not just add in more fuel? Well, if you add in more fuel, that equals more weight. And if you add in more fuel, then you're gonna have a bigger apparatus to store it in, which equals more weight. And so you're gonna need to have bigger thrusters, which equals more weight. So you see where I'm going. There is no efficient fuel resource at the moment, and that needs to be solved before you would have something of the likes of a Titanfall jetpack, which is very, very small. But the thing is, say if you came up with an sort of efficient fuel supply, not as efficient as the one as in Titanfall, but something that would allow you to have, say, 10 minutes or so of flight in total, but it would have the same sort of size as a jetpack nowadays. Chances are that jetpack is going to weigh quite a bit. For example, the standard rocket belt is around 150 pounds. So if you can imagine, you would need to have somebody who's able to hold that weight up if they want to jump from building to building. How are you going to achieve that extra strength? Well, if you had nanotechnology like a crisis suit, then everything's solved. But in Titanfall, I don't think they use nanotechnology. The nearest thing that I could think of is a powered exoskeleton, and those things are actually being developed. For example, Lockheed Martin is making the HULC, there's also Cyberdyne that has the HAL, but the thing is, the Cyberdyne one, for example, is just being used in a clinical setting, so in hospitals to help disabled people or the elderly, but the premise is there. The most famous is actually the Raytheon XOS2, which got a little bit of publicity because it was used by the actor who performed Iron Man. And so these powered exoskeletons run on a hydraulic system where sensors are placed on your skin and they respond to the biosignals that go through your nerves and adjust the exoskeleton. And it's been shown to be pretty damn effective. The XOS2 by Raytheon has been shown to actually multiply strength by about 17 times. So lifting a 170-pound object would only feel like you're lifting a 10-pound object. So if you had a jetpack with fuel inside of it, quite a bit of fuel, a relatively efficient fuel, then it wouldn't feel like you were actually lifting so much, not nearly as much. But reality is, and the truth is that these exoskeletons all have limitations. Again, the limitation with them is the power source. When they're not tethered, they're running on battery power, and batteries are expensive to make, especially something that would be so big, because you'd need so much energy to actually run this powered exoskeleton, that it just wouldn't be cost effective, and also it wouldn't last a long time if you had to be on the battlefield for long periods of time. The also other limitation is, oddly enough, that the Exo S2 has a maximum speed of 3 miles per hour. So don't think you're going to be running at the average human speed of 12 to 15 in a sprint. It's just not going to happen. So I don't think that running, let alone wall running, is going to happen anytime soon. But anyway, you might have noticed that my map hack isn't on anymore, and I've gotten pwned a number of times. Ironically enough, I was only searching for pilots to kill that I wasn't even paying attention to the big stuff, so the Titans, and I ended up getting torn apart by one. So the battle is won for us, but the battle is not completely over for myself personally. There are still pilots to kill that are trying to get away to the dropship, and as you're gonna see, I give a lot of them absolutely no mercy. The thing is, I absolutely love these burn cards, although they can be kind of very strong. Like, the map hack is very, very powerful. They're very rare, and so when you're able to actually use them, it feels like a really, really nice reward, especially when you get them granted to you and you achieve them as a reward for something. It just feels so nice to be able to get one. So as you can see, the dropship has come down. I've already killed a number of pilots, and I'm gonna harass the dropship too. Unfortunately, we weren't able to completely teabag them by killing the dropship, but there's one last guy, and off with you. Haha! And so, the end is nigh, my friends. I gotta say thank you to all of you though, because in my last video I wasn't sure what kind of feedback I would have gotten. I didn't think a lot of people would want to see Titanfall, but I was pleasantly surprised by the people that were saying more. So I have to say thank you for watching my videos and being a part of them, and I'm looking forward to bringing you more content. So until the next video, this is Dion, and I will see you all soon.